In the physical report, I know you mentioned there's like a list of 18 recommendations, and I think were there also more in in that booklet that we received as well?
Right. You have an executive summary, and then you have a compilation of the entire report and more details of the 18 recommendations that are listed in the booklet.
Okay. And so you said that you met, fairly often over
Yes,
these
we've
past
met for the
several
last
months.
8.5 months every other Friday. We started off in person due to COVID. We went into Zoom meetings. So you've had 17 members from the community meeting faithfully to work on, to listen, to learn, and to come up with these viable recommendations to be presented to the mayor today.
And what sort of backgrounds do you have in that community? Was it, people who have, just sort of like direct people off the street, people involved in the police force? Where did you
We
get?
had a cross section. We had our public sector. We had police officers. We had clergy. We had protesters that were on there. We had public servants on there, business owners. It was a nice representation of what our city stands for.
Yeah. And with each of these recommendations, obviously no guarantee that any specific one is implemented, but overall, what is sort of your end goal? If all of these go into place in a perfect world, what do you hope to achieve?
If all of the recommendations are implemented, I believe that they will be impactful and transformative for the police department and for the community as a whole.
And is it a lot about direct actions of police officers, or are you more trying to build on that community trust? What's sort of the emphasis there?
Well, we have to trust our police force. And right now, the community, based on the results of May the 25th, 2020, when George Floyd was murdered by a police officer, that tainted the trust for some people. So we are we're hoping these recommendations will build upon and build trust back into our police department. We believe that recommendations will help the police department look inward and really build on community relationships, community response, building a police force that's reflective of the community that they are serving.
And so, with all these recommendations, what are those sort of next steps that you would require from local government, from the police force?
Right. Well, the next steps are definitely the mayor will meet with the chief of police. The chief will report back in 45 days to Joe and I. What's already happening. Coincidentally, some things are already taking place. What he will be able to implement, or if he can't implement them, the why you couldn't implement them. As I stated already, there's a lot of legislation that's coming down from the federal level and from the state level that will really build upon and work in concert what we're putting together here locally.
Yeah.
Some of those changes that you're talking about, are they instantaneous? Are they generational?
I believe that we have an opportunity to see changes that can take place in the next 6 to 12 months. Just very simple things in community engagement, community policing, community interactions. And then some things are more internal that may take time. It took time to get here. It's going to take time to get away from where we're at right now.
Anything we missed that you wanted to add?
I just want the community to know that we worked very hard together to make this happen, that we believe and we stand on these recommendations, and we're looking forward to getting some results from what we're recommended thus far.
That's all I have.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.